My phone rang. Once again it was my mother. This was the 5th time she had called, asking me about my arrival time. I was returning home by train. It was 6 o'clock in the evening, and my train would reach the station at 8. My office had granted me a 1-month leave, and I was going back to my hometown to visit my mother. But this time my mother seemed unusually excited about my arrival. I found it a bit strange, but I thought maybe she missed me very much. At 8 o'clock I finally got off the train and went straight home. The door opened, and standing behind it was my lovely mother. "Oh, my dear son, you are finally home," she said with tears in her eyes. I hugged her when I saw her emotional face. We went to the living room and I sat on the sofa. I was exhausted from the long journey. "Mom, please bring me a glass of water," I said. But she didn't bring it. Instead, she sat beside me. At that moment, she gave me a strange smile. "Your water is coming," she said, still smiling. Then, a beautiful young lady, around 22 years old, entered the room. She brought the glass of water and handed it to me. She seemed nervous and shy. I could sense that she felt uncomfortable. I took the glass and thanked her. My mother's eyes lit up when she saw the young woman. Then she said, "Peter, meet Lucy, our new house helper." "Oh, okay. Welcome, Lucy," I said with a smile. "Thank you, sir," she replied. Suddenly my mother interrupted. "Oh, no, don't call him sir. He has a lovely name, Peter. Just call him Peter, and I will be very happy." "Yes, please call me Peter," I added, smiling again. Later we went to the dining table and had our dinner. Lucy went to the kitchen for some work. Then my mother whispered to me, "Lucy is going to stay with us. The poor girl lost her parents last week. There's no one to take care of her. She didn't even have a house to live in since they were renting one. So I decided to help her in my own way. I was already looking for a maid." "Oh, my dear mother, you did the right thing. But do you know her well? You know how youngsters are these days, and having a complete stranger in our house." "I know she's not a stranger. I know her family very well," my mother replied. After our conversation ended, I went to bed. The next morning I got dressed and went to the breakfast table. Lucy and my mother had prepared my favorite breakfast. My mother sat down with me, but Lucy was standing there shyly. "Come, Lucy, let's have breakfast together," my mother said. "Yes, join us, Lucy," I added. She sat down beside me. Then I looked at her closely for the first time. She had blue eyes just like mine. I felt a strong connection with her. I was thinking about going to the market to buy some clothes for Lucy. But you know, Peter, I feel very tired today. Can you go with Lucy?" my mother asked. "Yes, I can go with Lucy," I replied hesitantly. "Oh, lovely. You both can spend some time together," my mother said cheerfully. I didn't understand why my mother wanted me to spend time with Lucy. I started to suspect her intentions. Then we went to the market. Lucy bought some dresses, and I even helped her choose them. I noticed we had many similarities. Later we went to a coffee shop. We talked a lot. She shared her life story and I told her about mine. I felt very happy talking to her. Around 6 p.m. we returned home. I thought my mother might be upset with us for staying out so long. But instead she was very happy that we spent time together. She even suggested that I take Lucy to the park tomorrow. I was surprised. There was definitely something on my mother's mind. Before dinner I spoke to my mother. "Mom, can you please explain to me what you really want?" I had noticed that my mother was behaving strangely these days. "Why do you want me to spend time with Lucy? What is going on in your mind?" "Yes. I know, Peter, what you're thinking. But believe me, I truly care for Lucy, and I don't want to treat her like a maid. I just want her to feel like she's a part of our family," my mother replied. I didn't say anything after that. It was clear that my mother wanted to make Lucy part of our family, and that could only happen if she became my wife. Lucy baked my favorite cake to thank me. After having it, we went to the terrace. We spent a special time together, laughing and talking. For a moment my eyes met hers. There was complete silence. She looked so beautiful in the moonlight. I held her hand and she smiled at me. What a beautiful night it was. I went to bed but couldn't sleep. Kept thinking about Lucy. I had felt a special connection with her from the very first day. And now I realized that I was in love with Lucy. I needed to tell both my mother and Lucy. My mother would be very happy because this was what she wanted. I decided that I would propose to Lucy the next night. Early the next morning I went to buy a ring for Lucy. I made some arrangements in the backyard, decorating it with lights and flowers. My mother didn't know that I was planning to propose to Lucy. I thought I would tell her later. At night I took Lucy to the backyard. She was so happy to see all the arrangements I had made for her. Then I knelt down on one knee, took out the ring and proposed to her. She was very happy and tears filled her eyes. She shouted, "Yes, yes, yes." Hearing her voice, my mother came into the yard. She saw the ring in my hand and Lucy standing in front of me. As I was about to put the ring on Lucy's finger, my mother shouted, "What is all this? What are you doing, Peter?" I laughed and replied, "I am going to marry Lucy, my first love. And this is what you wanted me to do. Believe me, mother, I am the happiest man today." "What nonsense! You can't marry her. Are you both out of your senses?" My mother shouted and then she fainted. Lucy and I were completely shocked. I immediately called a doctor. After examining her, the doctor said that my mother had suffered a panic attack. He advised me not to give her any kind of stress. When my mother regained consciousness, I went to her room. Lucy was too scared to come with me. "Mom, are you feeling better now?" I asked. "Yes, my son," she replied. Then I asked her why she reacted that way. She was the one who had encouraged me to spend time with Lucy, and now her reaction was very strange. "Look, Peter, I know I asked you to be with Lucy, but I never wanted you to marry her, and I will never give you permission for that. Forget all your feelings for Lucy," my mother said firmly. "No, not at all. I love Lucy with all my heart. She is my first love and she loves me too. You liked her so much. Then why are you against this? Please, Mom, try to understand me," I pleaded. She didn't reply and closed her eyes to sleep. The next day, when I returned from the market, I saw some guests at our house. A young, pretty woman and an older lady were sitting with my mother. I greeted them and sat beside my mother. Then my mother said, "Look, this is my friend's daughter, Alex. Isn't she beautiful? I have chosen her to be my daughter-in-law." "What?" shouted. "No. This can't happen." Then I turned to the guests and asked them to leave the house immediately. My mother was very angry at me for disrespecting the guests. "How can you even think of marrying me to someone else? You know I love Lucy," I said. "But I have already told you, you cannot love Lucy," my mother replied. "But why? Please give me a reason. Can't you see the pain in my eyes?" "I cannot give you a reason now. It's not possible," my mother replied. "You have to give me a reason or I will take Lucy and marry her without your permission," I said angrily. My mother began to cry. Then she said, "Peter, my son, I love you so much. Cannot lose you. I don't want you to hate me. If you want to know the reason, then wait until after my death." I was so angry at that moment that I said something terrible. "Then die, Mom." I still regret saying those words to my mother. After that day I stopped speaking to her. She grew weaker day by day and was always ill. Months passed, and my mother married Lucy to someone else. I tried to stop the wedding, but after seeing my mother's condition, Lucy just wanted to leave the house. So she got married. My mother cried every day. The doctor said she only had a few days left. One day, as I was returning home, I saw a few people gathered outside my house. I felt frightened. One man came forward and told me that my mother had passed away. I rushed inside the house to see her. I felt as if I had lost everything. It was the worst day of my life. One day after my mother's death, I went into her room. There I found a letter written by her. I started to read it. "Peter, I know you hate me. But I couldn't tell you the truth because if you knew it, you would hate me even more. I didn't hate Lucy. In fact, I loved her like my own daughter. I wanted you to treat her like a sister, not a lover. But now it's time for you to know the truth. Still, I beg you not to hate me after reading this letter. I was against your marriage with Lucy because she is your real sister. You share a blood relation with her. I adopted you from a very poor family. I am not your biological mother, but believe me, I have loved you like my own child. When Lucy's parents died, I decided to bring her into our home. But that was a wrong decision. Everything that happened is my fault. I'm sorry, my son. Please forgive your mother. Don't hate me because I will continue loving you even after my death. As I finished reading the letter, I couldn't believe what I had read. What should I do? What was my mistake? What was my mother's mistake? I couldn't think clearly. Now I have no mother, no sister, and no lover. What should I do? Can anyone give me an answer?